Vacation can be exciting, but you know what? It can also be very overwhelming when you got all the kids and the husband who doesn't do much. Flights, hotels, activities. It is a lot to juggle. More than a third of travelers are now turning to AI for help. But experts say while it is a powerful tool, it can't do everything.
Maybe that's what the husband's saying. There's AI. What do I have to do?
Exactly. You know? This Money Saving Monday, we have Angie from Boutique Travel Advisors. She's here to show us how to use AI to save time, find those deals, and still get the personal touch for a trip that is just right for you. Do you want to kick us off, JP?
Well, I want to know, so you open up AI, what can this thing do for you to help plan a trip as far as picking the itinerary?
Well, part of the problem is deciding where to go, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And especially if you're traveling with others. So I think it's a great resource for creativity, getting ideas as to where you want to travel. So maybe you're thinking about an exotic place like Thailand, but that's not realistic. Yeah. So maybe search for destinations domestically that's going to give you sort of the similar experience of a place like Thailand.
Okay, so once I pick a place, then how does AI help me? What can it do for me?
I love to ask it prompt questions. Things like, give me 10 things that someone who's very active and adventurous traveling with a family would like to do.
Oh, I
know.
idea.
You know, that's one thing about AI. You can be very, very specific with them. And so is that something that when you're plugging this in to really be specific when you ask questions?
Yeah. Yes, it's getting better. You almost want AI to have an avatar, right? To understand who you are as a person, as a family. And I think it'll get there in due time. But the one thing as far as you do want to ask specific questions, but then the answers, you have to be very, very careful to research those answers.
Okay.
Accuracy is an issue with AI.
Because this was my next question, was it can't do everything. You know, you can't rely on it for everything. So what are some of the limitations with artificial intelligence when traveling?
Sure. I like to ask for sources, right? So you know that once you're in AI, it takes you to a source so you can research that information. It's also not up to date. So it's not necessarily going to give you current events such as weather, which is very important in traveling.
So how can it help you build out your trip? I mean, because there's so much. You know, when you go into a place, you got to try to pick things, you know, what restaurants,
Absolutely.
You know, what should I see? Where should I go? How does it help you pick that stuff out?
Well, our clients oftentimes will ask us, I want to go to France, but how much time should I spend in Paris versus Provence versus Nice? So I don't necessarily believe AI knows exactly how much time to spend in each destination. So you're going to want to collaborate that with outside research as well. But then when you're in destination, if you know you've chosen a hotel, find me casual restaurants within a 10-minute walk.
Yeah.
Find me upscale restaurants that are also walkable. But you are going to need to search those. Oftentimes I find that as many as 25 to 50% might be closed or seasonal, and AI doesn't pick up that information necessarily.
And it also doesn't really pick up on like real-time things that happen, like flight changes, delays. How do you handle that?
Yeah, again, you're going to have to combine AI with real-time information, making the news relevant, right?
Okay, that makes sense. And bad weather, that could possibly affect things, close things down like that too. So it kind of sounds to me like AI might just be a good prompt and then start your research. Right? Like maybe a good jumping off point?
Right. I think it's a great place to help give you ideas on where to plan your trip.
Okay.
What destination. You can ask it things like if you're doing a road trip, find me a road trip that's less than 6 hours from my destination. Or if you want to fly overseas, but you want your flight to be less than 10 hours. So things like that, I think it can be a great start. It gives you so many ideas. And then if you're traveling with different types of people, like what's a good destination for family, what's a good destination for adults. Also looking at different price points. It will help you. There's so much information on the web that then gets incorporated into AI, but make sure you fact check.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing that you always have to fact check. You have to make sure that what you're looking at is correct.
Can't trust anybody these days.
Well, it's no different than if you're looking for information, maybe you're exploring something medical or a legal issue. You're going to go to AI to gather more information, but you're still going to rely on that professional, the lawyer, your doctor. But I think we as consumers are becoming more educated with AI as a resource, and then we can go to the professionals to get more information, access to, vetted resources, and that human connection that AI doesn't provide.
Boy, things have changed. I remember going to AAA, and they would give you the map that they highlighted. Remember that? And you just like
AAA.
flip and they would highlight the whole map for you on your route. Boy, things have changed.
And you know what, Angie, this is your industry. So are you happy with how AI has kind of given people another resource? Does it cut into what you do, or how have you been able to marry what you do with AI?
Right. I mean, I think it's like the 80-20 rule, like in any business.
Okay.
80% of the businesses might be intimidated by AI. We're embracing it because I think it's educating our clients. And AI doesn't provide vetted relationships.
No.
It doesn't, you know, our relationships are with the hotels, our tour guides and destinations. So I'm hoping that clients use this information to better educate themselves so when they come to a travel professional, they're more prepared.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
that is true.
Yeah.
AI cannot replace that personal touch. Never can.
All right. Well, why would you need to go anywhere when you've got Jen Wall telling us that later this week we're going to be in the double digits?